the OG, the alpha, where it all began. And finally, you'll all find out the true reason why every damn Crown Vic was made in Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to present to you, before you buy a 1992 to 1997 first generation Crown Victoria. And yes, even the P71. Known worldwide by Panther platform enthusiasts as the Aero Crown Vic. Aero? Okay, you get what I'm saying. The 1992 to 1997 Crown Victoria had finally caught up to the 21st century. Long gone are the days of drum brakes, floaty, slippery handling, and crappy aerodynamics. Starting in 1992, new Crown Vics featured four-wheel disc brakes, and although it rode on the frickin' prehistoric Panther platform, which, might I add, actually dates back to 1978, the new first-gen Crown Vic was the first to receive a newly modified version of the Panther platform, which actually featured upgrades to the steering, handling, and even some suspension upgrades. Also gone are the days of old Windsor 5.0s. You see, the first-gen Crown Vics were some of the first full-size four sedans to receive the all-new modular single overhead cam 4.6 liter V8. Mind you, the old Panther cars, they were powered by what essentially was a freaking truck engine, okay? Which it did give these old dinosaurs a retarded amount of torque. No, you don't understand. You see, I'm talking about numbers like, let's say, 180 horsepower and freaking 290 pound-feet of torque. Now, with the new modular engines, those torque numbers, they did drop significantly, dropped down to about 265 compared to like 288, 290. But horsepower ratings actually increased to 210 over the previous Crown Vics, which had about 180. 0 to 60 was 9.8. It was 9.8 seconds. I know what you're thinking. That's slow, but take into account that's actually about 1 second slower than just the modern Crown Vics of today. Pretty much the next gen Crown Vic is only 1 second faster than the previous gen that came before it. Okay, now that we got the formal crap out of the way, let's talk about what you really came here for, the P71. But first, I'm just going to cover some quick facts you probably didn't know about the first gen Vic. Hell, there isn't much information out there, and this video right here is probably going to be your go-to Bible if you're ever considering buying one of these. Okay, not only the first year 92 models, they featured the no grill look. The Vic actually got its grill in 1993 after customers complained to Ford about its outdated Ford Taurus look. This Gen Vic is known as the Aero Vic because of its incredible drag coefficient, okay? Yeah, I'm saying incredible, although this thing is a freaking boat. But mind you, it's being compared to the big shoebox Vics of previous years. So yeah, it has a damn good drag coefficient. Oh, and here's a good one. Here's one of my favorite ones. The reason all Vics were made in Canada? It's because of the cafe, insurance, gas guzzler tax crisis of the late 80s and early 90s. Just to make the long story short, Ford dodged having to pay massive amounts of taxes on its giant gas-guzzling Crown Vic by classifying it as an import. The best way to do that? Move production to Canada. So technically, if it wasn't for Canada, we would have literally never had a Crown Victoria. Okay, now let's talk about the big dog. The reason my channel even exists, the P71. First introduced in 1993, the P71 Crown Vic wasn't just any regular old Vic, although it wouldn't be officially classified as a police interceptor until 98. The first gen Pig Vic was simply known as the Crown Victoria P71. Officially receiving the P71 designation in 93, the Crown Vic P71 was given a chrome grille along with a rear taillight reflector stripe. Oh god, that's so tacky. P71 also featured a slightly higher stance, firmer springs and shocks, reinforced and critical impact locations for high-speed impacts. Yeah, all you Explorer, FPIU, freaking Explorer Interceptor owners up here talking about your reinforced high-impact cars. Yeah, the first gen Pig Vic was doing it before you guys, so yeah, suck it. The Crown Vic P71 also had true dual exhaust. It also had a tuned ECU for firmer shifts, higher idle speed, and it also had altered spark tables, along with an upgrade torque converter, and what has to be one of my favorite features, a certified speedometer. Now, in 1995, the first gen Vic was given the 4R70W transmission, in my opinion, making the 95 P71 the best bang for your buck if you're in the market for a first gen Aero Vic. Now, although slightly underpowered, it was actually the first gen Vics that were pushing 300,000 plus freaking miles on those engines. The early simplified version of those modular 4.6s were, hell, they are some of the strongest engines ever built. You maintain them properly and you'll never have an issue with them. If you're trying to get into the Crown Vic game, but you're on an extra tight budget, consider a first gen Crown Vic, preferably the P71. The handling is there, the safety is there, the reliability is definitely there, and you'll still have enough money left over to cover insurance and gas for at least a few months. The best part is, you have the honor of having everyone at the Panther meet make way for you. Because if there's one thing a Panther owner respects, is the chain of command. And we acknowledge our senior officers. Officer on deck!